Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gwen TV Live. And today is the last Friday of 2024. So I'm here for the last time in this year. So welcome to our last show of 2024. And I can see that Patty Chang has already joined and she has become a special member of our channel. So thank you, Patty, for joining as a special member. And we'd like to see more of you who has already joined the live show. Let me know who you are and where you guys are coming from, okay? Okay, so it seems like somebody with a Chinese nickname has written something. I actually cannot read Chinese, but is it like Hua I? I just know like limited Chinese, so. Hanying, is it? I hope to read it. Okay. So tonight's show is going to be done in English, 100% English, because on the second week I speak in Korean. And for some of you guys might already know that I will be speaking in Korean on the second week. But on the last week, the fourth Friday, I speak in English. So last time when you guys were here, some of you were complaining that I was talking in Korean, but now today I'll be talking in English. And if you guys are coming from Korea, 제가 오늘은 영어로만 수업을 하는 날이라서 오늘의 라이브는 영어로 진행될 예정이니까 제가 천천히 영어로 말할 테니까 한번 천천히 말하는 영어를 듣기 삼아서 한번 잘 훈련해 보도록 하세요. Taeji, thank you for coming. Welcome. Okay. I'm waiting for more people to join. So did you get off work early today, Taeji? Okay. I'm still waiting. So guys, if you said hi, just let me know where you guys are coming from. Ji-hoon, thank you for coming. Obviously, you're coming from Korea, right? And I have Johnny here with us. And Johnny's last name is Kim. So I guess Johnny is coming from Korea, right? And let me know which part of Korea you guys are coming from, okay? And Gok Trin is also here. Thank you for coming. And Gok Trin is also from Vietnam, right? So we have people joining in from Japan, from Korea, and from Vietnam tonight. And EK, hello. Thank you for coming and let us know where you are coming from. Okay, so 2 days ago it was Christmas, right? And 3 days ago it was Christmas Eve. So I guess what you guys must have been doing something, must have done something very special on Christmas Eve and on Christmas, right? I had a small, like very small party with my friends, yeah, at home. Oh, Tadashi Akimoto-san, you are from Tokyo. Thank you for joining from Tokyo, Tadashi. And Teiji, you're on winter vacation. Wow. So you don't work until when? Until the end of the year? And Nagore, you're from Japan. Thank you for coming. I see a lot of many special members here. Teiji and A Gore. Is it how I'm supposed to read it? Grow away. Okay. Okay, and EK, you didn't tell me where you're coming from. And Jihoon-nim and Johnny-nim, tell me which city in Korea you guys are coming from. Maybe you guys are coming in from other cities. Okay. Well, today's test is very special because it's a test that I personally took. Okay. So it's a test. It's full of test questions that I took. So you guys would be surprised by how accurate it is. Lily Kim, you're from Korea? Okay. Thank you for joining. Oh, and Taeji, you're not going to work until January 5th? Lucky you. That's almost like 2 weeks. Wow. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31st, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10 days. So you're just staying in Osaka? You're not going anywhere? You should be somewhere. You shouldn't be here with me live. EK, okay, just came back. Oh, you were taking my lecture online? Wow. Great to have you, EK, here live. It's always better to, participate in live classes, right? Of course, my recorded classes offer you everything that you need, basically. And Johnny, you're coming from Incheon. You know what? I used to go to Incheon twice a month. I went to Songdo because I was going to that sports park to play squash. Yeah, there's a squash court there. All right. So, guys, I am showing you the first passage. Okay. And this is the question actually coming from the test that I actually took myself. And yes, you, good evening. So I tried to show you all the words that appeared on the actual test. And I would like to read the passage for you guys first. So listen carefully. Attention all travelers. For those heading to downtown Denning or locations within Denning County, please proceed to the lower level of the terminal. You will find access to subways, buses, and taxis for convenient transportation to your destination. For additional assistance or route information, please visit the transportation desk on the main floor. All right. You're also. Oh, I'm glad you come to. I live in Cheongna. You're living in Cheongna area. Oh, okay. It's the newer part of the city. Okay. So in the passage, you may see the name downtown Denning. Okay, downtown Denning or downtown county. So when you're reading the word Denning, you have to be careful. It's not Denny with a Y, but it's with ing ending. So it's Denning. And downtown isn't so hard to pronounce, right? Downtown. But the word county, I'm pretty sure some of you might confuse the word with the word country. Yes, country versus county. They look quite similar, but they're totally different, okay? So this time it is county, not country. So you got to be careful not to say the word country in front instead of county. And there was a word terminal, okay? We use the same word terminal in Korean. So terminal, make sure that you keep the first syllable stress. It's terminal. Okay? And access, don't say access. It's access. The stress goes on the first vowel, which is A, access. The words were subways with an S, buses with an ES, and taxis with an S. Okay? The words that you could be a little bit confused with the stresses were convenient. The stress comes on the second syllable, convenient, and transportation. I always tell you guys with the words that end with tion, the words that have tion endings. Let's see here. The words are locations with an S here this time. And there's the transportation, destination, and information. Okay, anytime when a word has tion ending, the stress goes on the syllable in front of tion. So location, transportation, destination, and information. Okay, so it could, if you remember this, you can apply this to, in this case, like 5, 6, 7 words in this, whole passage. So make sure to remember this. Ben Vo asked, is the recent actual test tough? Teacher? Well, actually, the test that I took, overall, it was quite moderate. If I have to rate it from 1 to 5, I think it was about like 3.5 out of 5-point scale. So it was moderate to intermediate, okay? Moderate to intermediate. It wasn't so hard. It wasn't such an advanced level like, test set. It was an okay level. And I'm going to talk about the pictures later on soon in part 2, but overall, it was an okay level test. Okay. Now, I've gone over some of the words here. Again, the name was Denning, downtown Denning, and Denning County. Not country, but county. So again, I'm going to read it twice, as I do always. Once the slower version, and the second will be the faster version. Attention, all travelers. For those heading to downtown Denning or locations within Denning County, please proceed to the lower level of the terminal. You will find access to subways, buses, and taxis for convenient transportation to your destination. For additional assistance or route information, please visit the transportation desk on the main floor. Okay, so to me, that was a slower, okay, speed, slower version. And here goes the faster one and more natural reading. Attention all travelers, for those heading to downtown Denning or locations within Denning County, please proceed to the lower level of the terminal. You'll find access to subways, buses, and taxis for convenient transportation to your destination. For additional assistance or route information, please visit the transportation desk on the main floor. Okay, now Johnny has a question here. Would you mind if I ask if you have experience teaching abroad? I'm so proud and pleased that people around the world come to see this live class to me, Gwen. Actually, I wouldn't say that I went abroad to teach, but I do have some students who are foreigners, like, Taeji-sang, he came all the way to Korea to get some tips from me. And Tadashi Akimoto-sang also came to Korea several times to visit me to talk about TOEIC speaking. Yes. So, yeah, I do have international viewers and students. Currently, as far as I know, I have some from Japan. I have some people here joining from Taiwan, right? And Vietnam, Thailand. And these days, we see some people coming from South America and also from Europe. Yes. So, yeah, I can say that I have students from all over the world. Okay, now moving on. We're going to go on to the second passage. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some time to take a look at the second passage. It was an introduction of radio broadcasting, beginning part of the show. And the channel's name was Radio 15. So you have to be careful not to say 50, but 15, okay? Let me go over how to read the numbers. It's starting from 13, right? When you read 13, like number 30. 13. You have to be careful versus 30. Okay? And the same goes with 14, 40, 15, 50. 16, 60, 17, 70, 18, 80, 19, 90. Yes. So, TEEE stands for 10, right? So teenagers are people who are in their teens, in their tens, like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So teenagers, meaning they're in their teens. So teen means 10. But when you are saying these words, you have to make sure that your stress goes on the double E part, okay? 13, 14. So that EE part gets longer. It's teen. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. And then when it comes to 30, that's every tens, right? Tens, 40, 12, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The stress goes on the first syllable. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay? So you should be able to differentiate the stress of these two different words being compared here. Groups of words. Okay? So listen to me and try to repeat if you're alone in the room and you're not disturbing anyone. 13, 30. 14, 40, 15, 50, 16, 60, 17, 70, 18, 80, 19, 90. Okay, so in this passage, the word is radio 15. You shouldn't say 50. because it's going to sound like 50, 50, right? So it's not 50, but it's 15, 15. Okay, so I'm going to read this for you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Radio 15. The Sundown Band is joining us today to share their music journey, latest album, and upcoming tour. Don't miss their live performance this Friday at the Grand Theater downtown at 7 p.m., where you can meet them in person after the show. Stay tuned for more details. Kyla, thank you for coming. Hi, your auntie's here. You guys know the words now, the Korean words for like a young, older sister. Not because you're like biologically really related, but we call anybody older or women 언니. Okay, 언니. Okay, and Johnny says, when it comes to 100, should I read the number 100 or 100? In a passage, when it's indicated one, ONE 100, you of course would have to say 100. But if it isn't indicated as ONE, the word ONE, one, then you can just say 100. Okay? Alrighty. And other than number 15, Sundown Band. Okay? And Journey, music journey, latest album, and upcoming tour. Okay? And performance. So we see this word very often, the word performance, and the stress is on the second syllable. So it's performance, okay? A Grand Theater downtown at 7 p.m. In person means that you're going to actually see them. And we see the word tuning in, and also you see the word stay tuned. So make sure don't say tunned, tunning in or tunned, but it's tuned. You know, there is iTunes for Apple, so it's iTune, right? Tune. I changed my name from a Gori to Yuki. Okay, Yuki. Yeah. Okay, got it. So Yuki, it's Yuki. Okay. So other than that, yes, Yuki says that it's really helpful to hear the little tip about the numbers because I see a lot of Korean students making the same mistake over and over again when they when they read these numbers, okay? Especially when it comes to these, comparing the 10 numbers and then 10 numbers. Okay, so make sure to know the difference. Okay, so I'm going to read it once again. So 2 versions. The first one is the slower version. Thanks for tuning in to Radio 15. The Sundown Band is joining us today to share their music journey, latest album, and upcoming tour. Don't miss their live performance this Friday at the Grand Theater downtown at 7 p.m., where you can meet them in person after the show. Stay tuned for more details. So although I was reading it very slowly, not very slowly, but slower, I always try to make sure that I'm keeping the meaning phrases, right? Okay, now this is a faster version. Thanks for tuning in to Radio 15. The Sundown Band is joining us today to share their music journey, latest album, and upcoming tour. Don't miss their live performance this Friday at the Grand Theater downtown at 7 p.m., where you can meet them in person after the show. Stay tuned for more details. Okay, Ven Vo says, if I make 2 to 3 mistakes like pronunciation or stress while reading the text, would the score for this part be possibly 3-3? So you're saying that you are likely to make mistakes on the pronunciation and the stress of several words, like 2 to 3 mistakes, right? It does indicate, even if you get full marks, you can make like very minor mistakes, okay? But it depends really, yes. But if you are level 150, if you want to score above level 150 or 160, you're more than likely to know almost like 95 or 98% of what you're reading. The correct pronunciation and the stress of each word. Gwen, what about 10th? I always try. Okay. All right. Lily, thank you for asking. Okay, so it's 10th. I'm going to write it this way. 10th, 20th, 30th. 40th, 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th, 90th, 90th. I always get confused. 90th and okay, 100th. Okay. So when you're reading the word 10th, it's just 10 and then th, right? It's 10th. But when it comes to the other words like 20th, 90th, okay, 90th, all right, 90th. You see there is that E part over there. So, when we just write it in numbers, it's 20th. It seems like it should be read 20th, right? But actually, no, it's 20th. You have to make that E sound. But how that E sound isn't so clearly made because there's no stress on that E here, this one here, although the stress is on the first syllable, E, okay? So it's 20th. It's 20th, all right? So you have to make that schwa sound for the second E. So it's 20th. It's not 20th. A lot of Koreans mistake the, pronunciation. All right, and it's 30th. Do you hear that, Lily? 30th, 40th. So I always tell my students in class, it's more like yeth in Korean. Yeth. Sounds like yet, okay? 20th, 30th, 40th, yeth, 50th. Do you hear that sound? 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th, 90th. And then 100th. 100th. And when you're reading 100th, actually the sound of D and TH, they sort of absorb each other. So you don't have to say 100th, right? You just say 100th. That's it. Is there a D? No, it's the 90th. This one is 90th. Okay. All right, now let me look at some questions here. I've been extremely busy lately, Kyla, so I haven't made my chipmunk videos yet. Wait, I'm patient. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay here on Earth, so don't worry. How can I avoid stressing every single word and syllable? You have to go with the flow. There's got to be a flow. 19th. Okay. And make sure you know the difference. Hold on. 19. 90. Oh, sorry. 90. You can't hear me, Lily? Okay, the sound is correct. It's fine. 56th. Okay, 56th. Lily, you can hear me, right? I think I mistakenly, clicked the mic button, so it was muted for a second or two. 56th. 56th. Okay. All right. So, all right, so Crimson Cat said you don't want to stress each and every word. If you don't want to stress each and every word, it's got to sound like a flow within one sentence, okay? So within one sentence, you shouldn't make a stop. So let me read the first sentence for you. Instead of saying, thanks for tuning in to Radio 15, thanks for tuning in to Radio 15. You would say, thanks for tuning in to Radio 15. Do you see how the sound is all connected? Thanks for tuning in to Radio 15. And even if you do it slowly, it can be connected. Like, thanks for tuning in to Radio 15. Okay, let me do it with the last one. Stay tuned for more details. This is the way most Koreans or maybe some Japanese would read. Stay tuned for more details. But when I connect all the words, it would be like, stay tuned for more details. 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 Okay? So you got to have all the words connected, not each and every word separated. Okay. Now let's move on to, I think it was the hardest part of the test that I had taken, which is this. Now, this picture is AI generated, guys, because it was really hard to find a picture that resembled the one that we wanted to find. Okay, so we did some work with AI and trying to like make this picture happen. All right, so the most important thing that I saw in the picture was there was a guy standing right next to the window. I think it was like a balcony or something. And the guy, to me, was looking into a telescope. So the lens in front of that thing was long. So to me, it seemed like a telescope. But I took this test with a friend of mine, and he said, no, it was a camera. See, he likes to take videos with his cameras and pictures with cameras. So he has like all kinds of lenses, right? So I guess he knows that long lenses might exist. So he told me that it looked like a camera to him, but to me, it was like more like a telescope. So either way, you could say the guy is taking a picture with the camera. And obviously, this guy here in this picture is taking a picture with the camera, right? And to me, I said he is looking into a telescope. Oh, no. ETS is not using AI generated photos. No. This is something that we did this time because we wanted to come up with a picture that had a lot of things that I actually saw on the test. So I insisted using this picture because no real pictures were actually, able to hold all the details that I wanted to give. So taking a picture with a camera, like what my friend said, or looking into a telescope, like what I said. Okay, and give me some expressions and words that you guys might say regarding this picture. Oh, and that's the reason why this picture is the reason why I said throughout this whole test, I think part 2 was the hardest. I'm waiting for you guys to talk about this picture. Okay, so Crimson Cat says there are 5 people in a hotel room, and in the middle, one man in a sweater is taking a photo with a camera. In front of him, a man and a woman are drinking tea and enjoying the view. Okay, and Claudie A says this is a picture taken at a terrace. There are several people, and in the middle, a man is sitting at a chair. Behind him, another man is standing and holding a camera. Okay. Now, when you're saying sitting, make sure you know which preposition goes when, with which object. For example, you're sitting on a chair, right? But then the guy is also sitting at a table. You have to use different prepositions. And then you can say sitting around a table, which is not happening in this picture, but sometimes you see several people sitting around a table. Right? So sitting on a chair, sitting at a table, and sitting around a table. And sometimes you can also say sitting at a computer, sitting at a desk, or sitting at a piano. Okay? It's really improper to sit on the piano. It's not good. If I would sit on the piano as a young kid, my mom would slap my back. So I don't think, no parents would allow their kids to sit on the piano. So make sure to remember that. And Claudia also said on the right side, a man and woman are. You left out the V verb, which is are, sitting near the window, and maybe they're having a good time. Okay. And Jimmy, maybe they're filming. Filming what? Filming something. Okay. Filming a movie, filming something. And I'm sure the water in the kettle is boiled. Okay, so the man can brew his tea. All right. Now, Jimmy, when you're talking about the water in the kettle being boiled or hot and the man is about to brew his tea, I think you're giving a little bit too much information because we don't know what he's going to do with the water, right? We don't know whether the water is cold or whether the water is warm. So we can't say much about the information that should be imagined. You shouldn't actually. Just give information which is being shown in the picture. You can say there's a kettle on the floor. There is a kettle left on the floor. The picture looks cool. Okay. I think the AI would like the compliment. I think this is I don't think it's a terrace. Maybe it's a terrace. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a hotel or not, but I said this is a picture taken inside. Okay. I think I said it was like a hotel room or something. I don't exactly remember what I said. The woman is enjoying the scenery. Scenery. Beautiful scene. That's good. Ephra Ben says, here's a picture taken in a room with many people, and in the middle there are two men looking outside. All right. One of them is sitting at the table. See, you can't say sitting in a table. I said about this. Sitting at a table and having a drink. When you say the guy's having a drink, you're talking about him drinking alcoholic beverage. Okay. So he is drinking tea or he's drinking coffee. Obviously, he's drinking some tea right here. So you should change that expression. And the other is standing and using a camera. To what? Okay. Paris, balcony. I think you can say use either one of them. Okay. I think all of you should keep in mind what prepositions to use for which, thing the people is sitting at, on, or around. And in a picture like this, I like to split up the picture by location. For example, there are two people in the middle, and then two people on the right, and then one person in the background or on the left. Is how I would approach this picture. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the timer and I'm going to show you guys how my answer would sound like. This is a picture taken in a room and there are 5 people in this picture. In the middle of the picture, I can see 2 people. One of them is sitting down and he is drinking some tea and enjoying the scenery. One of them is standing up and taking a picture with his camera. On the right side of the picture, I can see 2 people standing next to the window, and one of them is looking outside, and one of them is holding something and reading it. And on the left side of the picture, a woman is cleaning the room, and maybe people are busy. Okay, so I wasn't able to talk much about each and every person, but I tried to give at least one piece of information about each person. He's sitting down and reaching the teapot with his arm. Reaching his arm? No, he's reaching the teapot with his arm. Oh yeah, Kayla, you can say reaching out for the teapot. Yes. I would also say he's about to pick up the teapot. He's about to pick up the teapot. Hold the teapot. He's about to hold the teapot. Okay. So you know what? You don't actually have much time to talk about the objects in the room. The kettle. I don't know what's down there on the floor. It looks like a wheel or something. I don't know what it is. And there's an empty table on the left, the cupboard, and I can see the scenery outside, right? There's some building. Looks like Istanbul or something, but we don't have time. Okay? All right. So for those of you who weren't able to listen to it correctly, it went by so fast, right? Let me do it once again. Well, this is a picture taken inside a hotel room. And there are 5 people in this picture. And in the middle of the picture, there are 2 people. One of them is standing up and taking a picture, and one of them is sitting down and drinking some tea. On the right side of the picture, there are 2 people. One of them is drinking some tea and looking outside, and one of them is standing and reading something. On the left side of the picture, there is a woman, and she's wearing an apron, and she is cleaning the room. Maybe people are busy. Okay. So did you see how I split up the picture by location, middle, right side, and on the left? Simple as that. I like to keep things simple, okay? You don't have to get too complicated. Now, this is the second picture. Now, picture that we prepared here is much easier than the one that I actually saw at the test. Okay, so on the test, the picture was rather, we were able to see the people, but the people were rather small. We weren't able to see these 2 people big in the foreground, but people were mostly in the middle of the picture, all very small. And right by them were 2 canoes, and people are riding on the canoes, I think, and people were walking, taking a walk along the shore. There were no people swimming in the water. So that was the picture that I was looking for, which was really hard to get. And I didn't want to use, AI generated pictures for both questions. So 1, I chose to use the AI picture, but 2, I chose the actual picture. So this was the best I was able to do. So you guys, any expressions that you would want me to incorporate in my answer? I am. Kayla, I am what? I am what? Okay. I'm waiting for you guys to share the expressions that you would like for me to use. They are lying down on the lawn. Okay, on the lawn, on the grass. I'm still working on videos with your chipmunk in them. Yeah, I know, Kayla. You told me that you're so busy. That's why you couldn't do it. Okay, Crimson. This picture shows many people in a park, and in the foreground, 2 people are lying on the grass. In the background, many people are rowing the boats. Okay, looks like they're having a good time. Claudia, this is a picture taken outdoor. Now, when you say outdoor, you got to be careful. There's got to be an S. Okay, so this is a picture taken outdoors. You see the S over there? And this is a picture taken indoors. This is a picture taken outside. In this case, you don't have to add S, but this is a picture taken inside. In this case, you don't have to use an S. So see the difference? Outdoors, indoors, both have S's, and outside, inside. You don't need an S. Okay, and Afra says, here's a picture taken in a park with many people. In the foreground, there's a couple lying on the grass. One of them is a man. He's wearing a cap and a jacket and talking to the woman. Okay, and Claudia, some people are taking a boat. Okay, so there's a difference between taking and riding. Okay, so when you are taking something like taking a bus, taking a taxi, or taking the subway, these in these cases, like buses, taxis, or subways, you're using them as a form of transportation. So when you're using these vehicles as a form of transportation to go somewhere, you're taking something. So you're taking a boat. Sometimes, you have to take a boat. From Busan, one of the cities, it's a port city, a harbor city in Korea. You can take a boat to go to Japan. So taking a boat is like a form of transportation. You use take, okay? But when you're riding, it's more like you're enjoying, okay? Riding a boat. riding a horse, because nowadays you don't actually use horses as a form of transportation, right? So you're riding a horse sometimes at an amusement park. So here, I don't think people are taking the boats to go somewhere, but they're just riding boats, riding canoes to enjoy like their leisure time. Okay, they're paddling. That's good. Rowing, paddling, you can use both. And this is a picture taken at a waterfront. Lily, that was good. This is everybody, you have to remember this expression. This is a picture taken at the waterfront, So there's water, and in front of the water is where you took the picture. So this is a picture taken at the waterfront. And in the middle, I see a couple. They're lying, they're lying down. Okay, lying down. You're laying eggs. You're lying down, okay? Was taken near the river, and there are two wearing hat, black, and woman is long, dark, yellow hair. She has brown hair. To my eyes, she has brown hair. Depends on your computer screen, I guess. People are sailing. Going sailing means you're going somewhere to enjoy sailing. So in this case, I think they are already sailing. They're already enjoying boat ride. How many details do you have to talk about to get full score? Well, it depends. I mean, you need to fulfill the time. It's not about how many kinds of details, but you need to fulfill the time, okay? And you should never omit any kind of information about people in the picture. You should always include all the information about all the characters, everyone in the picture. Johnny, this is a picture taken at a waterfront park. And what I notice first is two people lying down. A man left is wearing cap. She's wearing mid-wind stopper. And in the background, I can see some people enjoying their time by riding a small boat. Not a boat, because there are, I think, 4 boats. Enjoying small boats, right? So I think I got much information. So here I go. Well, this is a picture taken at the waterfront, and there are several people in this picture. In the foreground of the picture, I can see 2 people, and they look like a couple, and both of them are lying down on the grass, and one of them is wearing a hat, and one of them is wearing a blue shirt. In the background of the picture, there is water, and some people are riding boats in the water, and a man is taking pictures of them at the shore, and maybe people are having a good time. Okay, I found him just when I was about to finish the picture, so I wasn't sure I had enough time to talk about him, but I think the guy here, do you see the guy on the left side, on the left side? It's very small. He's sort of hiding underneath that grass, but he's, I think, taking pictures to my eyes. So that's what I said about that guy. And some people are riding boats. I talked about everybody. And other parts of the picture is quite blurry. They're all quite blurry, so I couldn't say much about them. I couldn't recognize or see or tell what they are. YSW, this is a picture taken at the riverside, and the first thing I noticed is couple lying down on the mat before them. I can see several people canoeing. Canoeing is another word you can say. Enjoying the canoes, canoeing. Okay. Gonna move on to part 3. Part 3. Oh, yeah, this was also quite difficult. Yes. Yeah, I just realized the topic for part 3 was not that easy either. But, in my book, in my TOEIC Speaking book, we deal with this topic, donation, because it has appeared several times on the test. And whenever it came up, people had a hard time talking about donations because not everyone make donation, right? Not everyone makes donations. So it's really hard to talk about something like donations if you don't have an experience. And B, even if you make donations, you hardly ever talk about it in your own native language because especially in Korea, you want to be humble. You want to stay humble. So even if you make donations, you don't actually mention them in front of people. And two, if you're not going to be talking about it in your own native language, why talk about it in English, right? So talking about making donations overall is not an easy task. So here goes the first question. The first question says, do you think it's a good idea to use celebrities as spokespeople for charities or organizations to talk about making donations? Okay. What do you guys think? Having celebrities as spokesperson for charities or organizations to talk about making donations. Okay, so while you guys come up with the answer, hold on a second. Give me 3 seconds. Back. I think I have the picture here. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for the answer, for you guys to share the answer, but... Ah. Okay. I don't make huge donations, but it's just for my pleasure to make myself feel better. I've been making a very small donation for more than 13, 14 years to this organization called Good Neighbors. Okay. And, I don't know where or who my money goes to, right? But the good thing about them is that, they actually send me these postcards from time to time. I think every 3 to 4, I think I've received them 3 to 4 times a year. And then they also include the picture of this person that my money is given to. Yes, this picture of a person. And then the kid also writes some information, like some things that they've been doing and what they were able to do with my help. So it really, keeps me going with, the donation that I make. I don't make huge amount of donation. I just make it monthly. I don't make huge chunks of donations because I want to keep it going, right? But the girl is actually, let's see, how old is she? She was born in 2014. So she's like 10, 14, 11 years old. Yeah, she's a girl and she wants to become a doctor. I'm supporting her to become a doctor. Yes. And she's from Bangladesh. Okay. So I think these little things actually matter to me for me to stay happy. So, I just shared a very small, like a bit of story about me and donation. Okay. Now, if you have like a experience of hearing this kind of like story, maybe you can use that into your answer, right? So yeah, Crimson, you said it's a philosophical question. Maybe, yeah. And Claudia, yes, it's a good idea because many people can pay attention and interest in donations. That's so good. Trang, yes, because celebrities have their fans encourage them to make donations. Good. So the word is make. The verb is make donations. And donations, according to the question that you can see on the screen, is countable. So make donations or make a donation. Afra said, because the high profile people having them as spokesperson, people would motivate many people to make donations. Good. MIML, 선생님, 모의고사를 덕분에 계속 공부해서 AI를 받았어요. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for using my videos and getting high score. That was very good. Did you get 190 or 200? I'm curious. Yuki, I think it's a good idea for gathering many money. Now, money is uncountable. Lots of money. Okay, money is uncountable. You can't count money. It's so weird, but money is uncountable. So it needs to attract citizens. Many people attract people. Okay. And using celebrities as spokespeople for charities can be a great idea because their fame attracts attention and raises awareness. Jimmy's answer is quite good. People often trust and admire celebrities, right? YS, I don't think it would be a good idea to use celebrities. First of all, celebrities do a lot of stupid things like getting into a bar fight and post some bull crap online. YS, I think it seems like you have some like bad feelings towards celebrities. It's true, but yeah, making them more likely to support the cause. However, it's important that the celebrity genuinely supports the organization to maintain credibility. That also I also yeah support, agree with. And Claudia, I also want to get AL and TOEIC speaking test. Well, guys, it seems like your written English is already sufficient enough to get AL. Okay, so that was the first one. So most of you are agreeing that, celebrities are, should be used to become spokespeople of charities. They raise awareness, I like that expression, or they draw attention, they can attract attention, and they can have more people make donations. Make donations. Okay. And make sure the word money is uncountable. Oh, you use my chipmunks, Kayla, in your role plays? That's good. Okay. Do you like the chipmunk voices? They have a very special voice, right? Okay, now moving on to the next question, which is, would you consider making donations online instead of giving the money in person? Okay, so guys, would you consider making donations online instead of giving the money in person? Okay, so it's about making donations, giving the money. Again, money is uncountable, and giving them online, sending the money online. In my case, I send my money I guess online. They just take it out from my account because I agree that they take the money out from my account every month regularly. And also, I get a receipt for the payment, and also at the end of the year I can get some tax benefit. So all in all, I think like everything that I pay to the organization is on paper, and I know that it's being used for the right causes, right purposes. So I think we can leave some kind of a trace, like mark, on how my money is used. We can track down on my money. So I think it's better than to give it right to person, because you don't know how they're going to use their money. Use your money, right? Okay, Kayla. Truck. Then I think it's the best way to raise fund because the celebrities have a reputation. Oh, you're talking about the celebrities still. Uh-huh. I guess because celebrities are reliable, like especially when you have like good reputation, you use a celebrity with good reputation, people rely on them, people can trust them, and they want to do good deeds following that good person. So I think using celebrities with good reputation is important. In Claudia, I would consider making donations online. I think it's more easy, it's easier. The comparative form of easy would be easier to draw attention, and people also can donate easily. And Afra, I consider making donations online because it's convenient, and all I have to do is use my phone. That's also right, and transfer the money, which is really fast. Yes. And Jimmy, yes, I prefer donating online because it's quick and easy, and I can donate anytime. It also allows me to research the organization beforehand. However, I'd still check the platform's credibility. Wow. To avoid scams. Yes. Jimmy, your English is good. It's very exceptionally good. So, Jimmy, have you taken the test? It seems like you might have already gotten AL or even AH. Oh, yeah. AL is 160, right? 160, 170. Okay. So it's easy. It's easier. It's more convenient. And you have to make sure that it's not a scam. Trang, I would consider making donations online because it is convenient and I can avoid the risk of losing money when giving the money in person. That is also true. I can leave a trace, we can leave a track, some kind of an evidence when you pay something online, right? Okay, and the last question is, oops. do you think it's a good idea to give a small gift to people who donate? Yeah, that one I also have something to say, guys. Hold on. Where's my badge? Oh. Okay, so like when I made a donation for I think 10 years, they sent me a small badge. After 10 years of donation, they sent me this small badge, and it's like showing, you've been doing it for 10 years, so you've been doing a good job. So thank you for that. And this is it. I'm just showing you the backside of it. And I don't have it on me all the time, but still, like when I see it, if it makes me feel like, oh yeah, I've done something good. It reminds me of my good deed. It reminds me of something that I've done for somebody. So, a very small thing would be appreciated, I guess. Yeah, but I don't need like a whole bunch of big thing. I don't want them to use my money to make something for me. I don't need it actually. But a picture. This picture is very meaningful. Yeah, so I keep it. I used to have a picture of the other person. Oh yeah, they're actually two kids. So this boy was the first kid that I supported, and he grew up. So now he actually graduated from my donation. So now this is the second girl. And yeah. So the pictures are just good enough, I don't need like a huge gift. Yeah. So not a huge gift, but small thing, just as a reminder to let me know that they're doing well and my money is being used for good reasons. Things like that. So Jimmy, you took a test 2 years ago, and though the score wasn't that good, I don't need to take it anymore. Now I just join your class every month for fun. Ooh, good. That's good. Okay. And okay. Where is it? Okay, Kayla, I don't do chipmunk voices in my role plays. Well, sometimes I do, but now I role play using, okay, something. You like chipmunk, Kayla, a lot. Trang, yes, it is a good idea to give a small gift. This is because they can feel valued and appreciated. Yeah. Therefore, they might make donations again and contribute more to society. That's true. Yeah, that's true. YS, definitely not a good idea. Not a good idea. Offering gifts might create an expectation that donations will be rewarded, which could reduce the genuine spirit of giving. Also, doing so many divert funds from the cause. Okay, I get it, YS. It does make sense. Okay. And Afra, I think it's a good idea. This is because it can somehow motivate people to make donations. Consequently, more and more people will do meaningful action. Moreover, giving a small gift could be a way. I think like very small thing, like a badge. I don't think it would cost a lot. Just a reminder to show that you're doing something good. Yeah. To show their gratitude to the philanthropist. Okay, philanthropist. I really like that word. People who help other people. They're called philanthropists, right? So Angelina Jolie is a philanthropist, and I like Audrey Hepburn because she was a philanthropist. Although she died of cancer, she's been helping a lot of like kids, starving kids in Africa. Right before the moment she, passed away. So she is a philanthropist. So it's to show their gratitude to the philanthropists. And Claudia, yes, I think it's a good idea. I've received bracelets. I've received the bracelet too, postcards, and pretty satisfied with my consider and doing. With my consideration. I wonder what the word you're trying to say. And Yuki, I think it's a good idea because participating in the donation or making donation is using time and money. So giving a small gift is the best thankful approach. Okay. Maybe they will participate or make donations next time. Okay. So if you want to use the word participate, I think you're talking about participate in volunteer work. Participate in volunteer work. Okay. But make donations. All All right. So, guys, by the way, while you're here, I know you do not have to become a member, paid member of our channel to watch our videos. We only provide the recent 3-month videos, 3 videos, not 3-month videos, but 3 videos to our members to watch after the live show. But you can watch the latter ones, the ones that's been produced before for free. As long as you are a member, you don't have to be a paid member. But while you're here, anybody can press the like button. So please press the like button so the video can have more views and help more viewers to improve their English, okay? All right, so I guess we're done. And because we're done with brainstorming, I'm going to share my answer. Okay, so question number 5. Do you think it's a good idea to use celebrities as spokespeople for charities or organizations to talk about making donation? Yes, I definitely think it's a good idea because celebrities are very famous and popular, and especially when they have lots of fans, they can motivate them, inspire them, and try to make more people make donations. So it could be very helpful. Okay, so instead of saying it is helpful, I said it could be helpful because it's something that I'm assuming, right? It's not something definite. Okay, and the second question is, would you consider making donations online instead of giving the money in person? Yes, I would definitely consider making donations online because if you give the money in person, you don't know how your money is going to be used. And also, when you make donations online, you can get receipts, you can get like some kind of a check, so it's easier. Besides, it's easier to transfer money. Yes, somebody said that. And the last one, do you think it's a 30-second answer, right? It is a good idea to give a small gift to people who donate. I do think it's a good idea to give a small gift to donors because this is my personal experience. But I've been making donations for a while, and every year they send me a small gift. It's not a big thing. It's just a small bracelet or sometimes a postcard from the child that I'm supporting. But it reminds me of my good deed, and it makes me feel good about myself. So I like to look at them and think about what I've done. But I don't need anything expensive or big. Okay, wow, that was a very tough one. All right, now I think we can move on to the next part, which was quite moderate, quite okay. Okay. So it was about something AI. Okay. I don't remember all the details, but it was just a moderate level, schedule. And as usual, there was the time, the location, the date, and there was the lecture, workshop, and the Q&A session. And there were two, kinds of participation fee. So in advance, I guess you would have to register before some deadline. It was $50. But if you buy tickets or admission, if you pay for the admission on site at the door, then it was more expensive. Okay. And of course, the question asked something about the fee. Okay, so the narration said, "Hello, my name is Jordan Bailey, and I have a great interest in the AI industry. I'd like to participate in the conference that will be held next month. But before I sign up for the event, I'd like to confirm some details. Could you please assist me?" Now here goes the first one, everybody. What will be the topic of the first session and what time will it start? What will be the topic of the first session and what time will it start? That's the first question. You have to be careful. Okay, you have to be careful because it was a bit tricky. They were not being really easy. This was not a very simple, easy question. Okay, they were being a bit tricky. So what will be the topic of the first session and what time will it start? Okay, Johnny. I try to make good answers, but I lost the chances to send because the time was up. I learned it is better to think simply and concisely. That is so true, Johnny. Yes, you have to keep things simple, especially when it comes to speaking, you know. And also for part three, you're given only 3 seconds as preparation time. So 1, 2, 3, you have to start and that's it. Okay. So once the test starts from the beginning, you have no control over the questions and the time. So you have to be very, very quick. Okay, Jimmy says, I remember one time someone asked me in person to make a donation and I said I had some cash, but they told me they only accepted credit cards. Bizarre. Ah, you know, that happens a lot in China. That happens all the time in China. Yeah. So, you know, the people on the street in China, beggars, yes, they are asking for your money, for your donation, right? But they have this like, you know, thing, cardboard, like, you know, board in front of them, and they have the QR code for their line. Okay. So that you know, scan the QR code and you can send them money to their QR account, like the line account. That's how they do it. Hmm. The new generation. Yeah. The newest generation, the new era of the street beggars. Okay, and Claudia, the first session will start at 9:30 a.m. on the future of AM, innovation by Michael S. Okay, but Claudia, remember there's a keynote. There's a word keynote, and normally keynote is a speech. Keynote speech. There's a keynote speech. You have to say keynote speech. So a big tipper here. Now, when are you going to use the verb give and when are you going to use the verb lead? Is the thing that you have to always remember. So it's a give a lecture, it's give a presentation, and then lead a workshop, lead a session, lead a Q&A session, and lead a networking session. Okay, so these are the sessions that I see. There's no discussion here. Oops. But you can also say lead a discussion. Lead a discussion. Yes. Oh, recently there was give a demonstration. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Claudia, the first session. So Claudia's answer is not perfect. So can somebody help me out here? Can somebody give me the answer that I'm actually waiting for? Yeah, I'm waiting for. The question again is, what will be the topic of the first session, and what time will it start? What will be the topic of the first session? Topic of the first session. Now, Johnny, a quick question is, what's most important to get more than 180? The most important thing, you have to be able to use the correct grammar and you have to be able to make the correct sounds in English. The two most important thing, the correct sound and correct grammar. Yeah. Very simple, but actually the hardest thing to achieve. Yeah, Kang, Nguyen Tri, keynote the future of AI innovations is the part that I'm talking about. But how are you going to say that? It's not lead by. Okay, it's not lead by. Give can be said given by. Lead can be led by. Okay. Yes, hardest thing. But Johnny, I can tell your English is very, very natural. Saying Jesus. So I think you should be able to get it. Your English, you know, I don't know anything about your pronunciation, but your grammar seems quite fine. Lily, the first session will start at 9:30 and the topic is the future of AI innovation and the lecture will be no. Lily, look at what I've given here. Above my head here, you see give a lecture, right? So it's not led by, will be given by. I need somebody who could give me the answer that I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the answer, please. So the trap here was to, they were trying to confuse you. They were trying to make you confused by providing registration and coffee on the first line, right? So that's not the actual first session. That's like the pre-opening session, right? So you can register, you can pay your participation fee, and you can get some coffee, I guess, from 9 to 9:30. And then once you enter the real session, the actual session, the first session is at 9:30. Okay? So it's not the registration and coffee. Seems like nobody got confused. But I'm waiting for the answer that I'm actually waiting for. The topic of the Kang said the topic of the first session will be about keynote. No. Here it goes. Okay. There will be a speech, but this time it's a keynote speech. Okay? Keynote speech. Keynote is usually a speech, a keynote speech on blah, 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 given by Michael Smith. Okay. The first keynote topic. The keynote topic. The topic of the keynote speech is how you can say it, but keynote is actually a speech. Normally, most of the times, keynote is a speech. So there will be a keynote speech, not about, but on AI, the future of AI innovations. Because it's a speech, you have to say given by Michael Smith. That's the official first session. Okay, now moving on to the second one. The second question is the participation fee for the conference $40? Is it $40 to participate in the conference, everybody? Is the participation fee $40? Now, this isn't so hard. This wasn't so tricky at all. Is the participation fee for the conference $40? It seems like today you guys are having a hard time with this part. It shouldn't be that difficult, actually. Is the participation fee for the conference $40? I'm a little bit surprised that you guys cannot give me the right answer for this part, because this kind of chart, we see it all the time. I always say this is like the easiest part. When you see this kind of chart, it's like the easiest version of the charts. Okay. I'm waiting. Okay, so let's see. Claudia said, no, you have the wrong information. The participation fee is $50 in advance and $80 on site. That isn't wrong. Yeah, it's okay. But it's not the best I'm thinking of. Kong said, I'm sorry, but your information is incorrect. The participation is in advance is, okay. Kong's answer is a little bit not good enough. Lily, no, you have the wrong information. If you buy a ticket in advance, it'll cost $50. But if you buy a ticket on site, it'll cost $80. Guys, look at Lily Kim's answer. This is what I wanted. Yes. So you have to try to produce full sentences, okay? You should be able to create like full sentences to provide like these tips of information, these pieces of information. So that's why I was a little hesitant to say, Kang's answer was good and Claudia's answer was perfect. And through TOEIC and Gwen, unfortunately, you have the wrong information. It costs $50 if you register in advance and $80 if you register on site. So TOEIC and Guyen's answer was good enough. And Jimmy Hung, that participation fee is $50 if you pay in advance. That's good. And it'll be $80 if you pay on site. Participation fee is $50 if you... Okay, so see, these are three options that you have. If you pay or if you register in advance, if you register in advance, or if you buy tickets in advance. Okay. And it will cost, it is, how much is it? Okay, $50. It is $50. You can also say in the future tense because it's about something that's the person might do in the future. So it will be $50. Or you can also say in present tense. So because present tense, because you're providing information and all information can be given in present tense. So it costs is, but you have to be careful. If you're using present tense, it costs $50. And you can also say you have to pay. You have to pay $50. So there are many variations. Please keep that in mind. Yes, it's also good to add those kind of things. For example, I like to say, please remember that. I would also say, please don't forget. Or I would also say, please keep that in mind. Okay. All right, so that was the second question. And the last one is, I was informed that my colleague Ashley White will be speaking at the conference. So could you please let me know which sessions I should attend to hear her presentation? I was informed that my colleague Ashley White will be speaking at the conference. So could you please let me know which sessions I should attend to hear her presentation? Okay, I was informed that my colleague Ashley White will be speaking at the conference. So could you please let me know which sessions I should attend to hear her presentation? Okay. I guess it could be a little bit hard because you have to write a longer answer, but this is the biggest tip that I can give you, like biggest tip of advice. Yes. When to use give and when to use lead and led by or given by. The question again is, I was informed that my colleague Ashley White will be speaking at the conference. And could you please let me know which sessions I should attend to hear her presentation? Okay, there are 2 sessions that you can attend to hear her presentation. The first one is the lecture on AI industry, ethical consideration from 10. Okay. And actually, there are 2 sessions, right? So one of them is a lecture, and actually the other one is also a lecture. Ashley has 2 lectures. Yes, guys, please press the like button, please. There are 2 lectures, by the way, of Ashley. Still waiting for your answers. I know there are a lot of words to type in, huh? Jimmy, Ashley White has 2 lectures. The first, AI in Industry Ethical Consideration, is from 10:15 to 11. The second is from 1:30 to 2:15. Well, that was good enough. Okay. Taiji, Ashley White will give 2 lectures. That's also good because lecture, the verb is give, right? And for you, Jimmy, I have a tip of advice. Make sure you use like different kinds of sentences to provide the information because the form that you use right now, the 2 are the same. You said something is from blah, 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 and something is from blah, blah, blah. So try to make different forms like give a lecture or there will be a lecture. Yeah, try to create different kinds of sentences. And at 1:30 p.m., she will give a presentation on safety in AI application, and this lecture will end at 2:15 p.m. Okay, that wasn't bad. Okay, and there will be 2. First, from 10:15, she will give a lecture on AI in industry. Ethical considerations. Second, from 1:30, there will be a lecture on something, safety, and given by her. Good. So the answer of that Chinese letter person is the one that I was waiting for. Okay. I wish I could read the Chinese. Kang tree, okay, Guyan tree. There are 2 sessions which will be given by. So which, you're missing the word which will be given by. The first lecture is about, will be about. Okay. The second lecture will start and it will be about because this is happening in the future. Okay. Claudia, sure, there are 2. There will be a lecture on something, and Ashley will give a lecture on safety. And okay, Claudia's answer is also very nice. Okay. So Claudia has given also a good answer, showing different variations, right? So once you start with the name, the subject, Ashley White, and then the other time you start with the word there. Okay, Jimmy Huang is the answer. Let's see. Ashley White will deliver 2 lectures. The titled runs from and then takes place from. Ooh, Jimmy, your answer is good too. Yes, Jimmy's answer is another variation and it's quite good. It's a fact, so you can use present, but normally, facts that happen over and over again, it is more likely to be used with present tense. This is something that's going to happen only once in the future, so you can use both actually. And Thu Tui Nguyen, Ashley White will give a lecture on. You can just say on, okay? I think moreover, she will lead. No, it's a give a lecture. Give a lecture. Okay, you can't say lead a lecture once and then give a lecture. Lecture is just give, period. Nothing more than that, okay? Okay, so now it's my turn, guys. You had your turn. Now I'll share my answers with you. So the first question again is, what will be the topic of the first session and what time will it start? Okay. At 9:30 a.m., there will be a keynote speech on the future of AI innovations given by Michael Smith. It will start at 9:30 and it will finish at 10:15 a.m., so please keep that in mind. I tried to fulfill my 15 seconds with all the information related just to show that I can say this and that and this in that way in English. Okay. And number 2, is the participation fee for the conference $40? Actually, no, the participation fee for the conference is not $40. If you register in advance, it'll cost you $50. And if you register on site, it'll cost $80. So it will be a slightly more expensive. Okay, so I made out a point that it will be expensive if you register on site. And also, what I did in order to get a higher score is I sort of repeated what I heard in the question, because the question said, is the participation fee for the conference $40? And by repeating, no, the participation fee is not $40. it does show to the rater that I have clear understanding of what I hear, and I also can repeat what I hear in English. So that earns you more score, higher points. Okay, and lastly, I was informed that my colleague Ashley White will be speaking at the conference. And could you please let me know which sessions I should attend to hear her presentations? Sure, there are two sessions. Well, first of all, at 10:15, there will be a lecture on AI in industry ethical considerations given by Ashley White, and it'll finish at 11 a.m. And then in the afternoon, after the lunch break, from 1:30 to 2:15 p.m., there will be a lecture on safety in AI applications given by Ashley White. So both lectures will be given by your colleague. Please keep that in mind. Okay. So, if you can provide like different variations of like the same sentences using the same information, it does show that you can play around with English, right? It does show that you can form this kind of sentence and that kind of sentence. And by doing so, without making any grammatical mistakes, you can earn higher points. So some of you asked me about getting 180, 190, 200. That's how you do it. First of all, show what you hear, what you have heard, and try to prove that you can hear that 100% correctly, and then you can reproduce what you have heard. And second, you can just like make up any kind of sentences using the information provided. That's the whole goal here, So that's why sometimes I say give, sometimes I say given by, various kinds of, sentence structure. I know it's not hard. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. So for those of you who are just new to TOEIC speaking, I know it's like, oh, Gwen, but it's really hard to just like, even say the answer. But as you practice, I always say, I don't like to make things complicated. In my book, I always say, keep it simple. But by practicing those simple like patterns or sentences that I tell you guys to use, you get used to saying the correct, grammar, and then try to test yourself out with them. Okay, and the last question. Let's go on to the last one. The question is, do you agree with the statement that to be an effective employee, you should be able to work with a team? Now, this is a classic part 5 question. It's a very classic question that we see all the time. We have the keywords here. Employee, the word is effective, and work with a team. Give specific reasons and examples to support your opinion. Okay. So this question, the thing is asked all the time. I mean, I can't even count how many times they asked this sort of question, like being in the company, be as an employee, you should work with a team or team members. They ask you this all the time. So that's why I say use ABC company, right? You guys are newbies working in the marketing department. I mean, if you have your own story to provide, to talk about your real life experience, that's cool. That's perfect. That's even better. But some of you guys are still like, trying to get a job or you're just like studying in college and you just don't know what it's like to be working in a company. I am providing you guys with a fake story, and it doesn't matter to get high score on TOEIC speaking, whether the story is true or not. Because we're not playing a truth or dare, okay? They don't want you to say only the truth, but nothing but the truth. Just say something is what they want. Okay, Afra, was the last question in the real sin actual test quite strange, teacher? Yes, it was the test that I took. Oh, by the way, I just checked. I just had a help of my friend to check the test score on this test that I took on December 15th. It was Sunday. And I got 200. I got perfect score. Yeah. And these were the questions on the test. I don't know what it said, but yeah, I got 200. Here? Yes. And this question appears on the test all the time. It doesn't come out as it is, like as it is shown on the screen here, but they change the wording, they play around with some words, they would replace some expressions with other words, but still the idea is basically the same. It's about teamwork, about team spirit, whether it's important to be able to work with team members, with other people in a company setting. Jimmy, I agree that being able to work with a team is essential to be an effective employee. For example, when I worked at ABC Company, my boss David often assigned team projects where we had to what? Mhm. And also, every time I talk to you guys about how it's quite hard to just come up with a story without certain like steps to follow through. That's why I say it's a star, right? The storyline has to follow through the star structure. So first, you talk about the situation that you're in, which is ABC Company in this case, a newbie, and then you work. The trouble is that you have no experience. You don't know anything. Okay. The action is here. You're working with a team. Okay. And then you get you get a result of being able to learn from them, ask for help, and you know, always getting good results, succeeding the projects. Jimmy, collaborate to meet deadlines, and by sharing ideas and dividing tasks based on our strength, we consistently delivered excellent results. Teamwork also improved communication and helped resolve conflicts efficiently, which made our work environment more productive. Okay, Jimmy, you're on the right track. You're on the right path, but I'm worried that whether your answer is going to be a minute long or not. Okay, it seems like your English is really, quite on the good level, side of a good level. But the thing is, it has to be 1 minute long. And in order to make this a minute long answer, I think you might need about 3 to 4 sentences. And according to the speed of your speech, if you are a fast talker, maybe you might need even more, maybe 7 to 8. So you have to make sure to practice, take out your phone, take out a timer, and make sure to time yourself. Time your answer, okay? You say something really nice and the answer is only like 30 seconds, it's not going to earn you 200 or 190 or 180. Okay. You got to fulfill that 1 minute. Okay. And Claudia, yes, I think I should be able to work with a team. When I joined my company as a newbie, I worked at a marketing department. And first time I was worried about. Now, this kind of a mistake will, take off a huge chunk from your score because I am worried. All of a sudden, you're talking in present tense, whereas the story has to be in past tense, right? So you have to be careful about that, Claudia. Make sure to keep the correct tenses. Like this time, if you're using the past tense, then keep with the past tense. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. But my coworker helps me. And then you all of a sudden change your story to a present tense. Ah. So you started out with the past tense and then you change it to present tense, which gets the story a little bit like confused. Okay. So I think you need to sort things out here. I'm going to wait for a few more of your answers. Hmm. And then you said my coworkers helps me. which again, it's not singular. Coworkers is plural. So the verb should not be helps, but it's got to be help. But then if that's past tense, it's helped with ed, helped me, right? Yeah, that's quite hard. If you're just starting, you really have to watch out on that kind of grammar mistakes. It's taking you guys a long time to type in the answers. Teiji, I agree. I'm working at global teams so that my English skills have improved. Yeah, Teiji, your English has improved a lot. Your English improved dramatically. It's only that your pronunciation I'm worried about. Oh, by the way, after this weekend, I'll check your recording and make sure to send your recording once a week. Remember, we promised to do that. I forgot to do it this week because I was super busy coming back to Korea. But, I'll do it. I promise to do it this weekend. Sumin, yes, when I was a newbie in ABC Company, it was very efficient to work as a team because it was very easy to ask and teach each other. Okay, Sumin, that was pretty good. It was a pretty good start. Now, for foreigners, foreigners who are not Korean, I know I've been promising you guys that I'll be working on the English version of the book, which I still am. I'm working on part 2. But you can purchase the ebook, the Korean version, the ebook version of the book on Amazon, okay? So you can download the book on Amazon. But for Koreans can buy the Korean version of my book. It's the TOEIC Speaking Bible, okay? I wrote it. And in that book, there are 42 examples for part 5 that you can read and you can memorize, which are very easy and you can simply apply to this part, okay? For most of the questions dealt in this test. So make sure if you're Korean, go refer to my TOEIC Speaking Bible, okay? And somewhere in this YouTube channel, you may find a way to buy that book somewhere. Or maybe in the link in the description below of this video. You guys are being lazy. You guys are being super lazy. And I'm still waiting for your answers. Yuki. Yes, I agree with the statement. To be an effective employee, I should be able to work with a team. And firstly, it saves time on business. In my case, I work for a tourist agency in the sales department. Okay. Now we need to be careful with that. In the marketing department, it's okay to say in the sales department, but the preposition is in the sales department. Okay. And, without good negotiation with other coworkers, the company makes a good profit. Without good negotiation with other workers. So without working with other people. So basically, Yuki, what you're saying right now in your answer provided here is that you don't work with other people, and the company makes good profit, and then they give you higher salary. Which a little lacks in some kind of a detail. Like, I think we need some more explanation here. Yeah, we need some more explanation. Okay, so work together, support each other, help each other, share, experience, give advice. Okay, Yuki says, my boss is excellent manager. After he became the boss, he changed the work time routine. Thanks to his approach, I can go home early. It's good to communicate with other company employees. I think you don't have to talk about how your work time routine changed, Yuki, but it's better to talk about how you are working with other employees, because we're talking about working with a team, right? Give advice, tips and advice. Chu Chen Tang says, I agree that working with a team. Oh, erased it. I was about to read it, but you erased it. Claudia, yes, I think I should be able to work with a team. I was a newbie in ABC company sales department. You were, but then I am no experience. Okay, the tense, please. But our team members helped each other, and finally we make. See you're switching over from the past tense to present tense, past tense to present tense. Okay. Okay. Now, the word is effective. It's not efficient. Okay. So make sure to look at the sentence and which words are provided in the question and try to use the words provided given in the question. Okay. Now, I think I have waited long enough. The time has come for me to give you my answer. Okay. Now, I have the answer for the agreeing party, but what should I say about the disagreeing party? You don't have to work with a team. Salesperson. I guess if you're working in a sales team, you don't have to work with a team. Okay? Because you're doing your job alone and then everybody is sort of competing with each other. Okay? So, all right, I got two different versions. Now, the first version, I agree, answer is, I agree that to be an effective employee, you should be able to work with a team. And there are several reasons to support my opinion. Well, most of all, it is very helpful. For example, 2 years ago, I graduated from college and I got a job at ABC Company. And at that time, I started to work in the marketing department. And of course, I was fresh out of college. So I was just a newbie in my department. And I had to learn everything from scratch. And because I had to always be a part of a team project, I had to work with other team members. But luckily, all of them were experienced. They had lots of experience and knowledge in the field, and they were willing to help me and teach me lots of things and share their experience with me. So I was able to learn a lot from them by working in those team projects, and I was able to help my team as well. And we were all able to create good results. So we were effective employees for that reason. Okay, so I built up my answer by saying from my college years. So I started off by talking about graduating from college because I speak fast. I know I'm a fast talker. So I know that I would have enough time to talk about a lot of things. That's why I stretch out my story all the way from my college years. I graduated. I was fresh out of college. And then I, went into talking about the team project because I know how much I could handle within 1 minute. Okay. So that was saying I agree with the opinion. Now, if I disagree, well, this is going to be a little bit challenging because, okay. I disagree that to be an effective employee, you should be able to work with a team. And there are several reasons to support my opinion. And most of all, I think it isn't necessary. For example, 3 years ago, I graduated from college and I got a job at ABC Company. At that time, in the beginning, I was able to experience different, teams and departments, but I was, best in the sales team. So I joined the sales team and I became one of their, sales representatives. And as a sales representative, I didn't have to work with a team. And I was able to do my job alone because everybody had their own account and everybody had to compete with each other. And it wasn't necessary to work with other people. So every day I went to the office and I worked alone. And because I was good at sales, I was able to sell lots of products and make good performance. That's why I think so. Okay. I just wanted to show you how the opposite side answer would be like, but I would definitely not say this on the test. Okay, the difference between efficient and effective. I guess efficient workers would be like, let's say you're given 1 hour to work, to do something. Being able to work efficiently is being able to do more job. You have good productivity. You create, more work done. You'd have more work done within the same time given. I think effective would be the same, but effective, you're making more things happen. Effective, like you're actually bringing numbers, the results. But basically, it's the same, I guess. Not the same, but like almost similar, the concept. But the word given here, it was effective. That's why. Jimmy, I calculate that to speak for around 1 minute, I need to produce about 170 words. Well, then you have your target. You talk for 1 minute that quickly, and then you provide 170 words. Yeah, that's your goal then. I don't know how many words I say. But, okay. Goodie. All right. So that was it. Okay. So it is the last day of last show, actually, not last day, but last show of 2024. And as always, I've had a great year with you guys on this channel. There was a huge change on the channel. We started doing 2 live shows in a month. And that's because, I'm Korean. I'm based in Korea. So a lot of people, Koreans, were asking, how come you don't have like Korean, videos? So that's why I started to do Korean lessons. And basically I'm teaching in Korean. So most of my audience, primary audience, are Korean. So I've been doing Korean shows on the second week, Friday. And then I'm still continuing to do English live on the last Friday of each month. And that will continue on in the year 2025. Yes. And the year 2025 will happen soon in 4 days, right? And, after COVID, we've been through COVID together, right? After 3 years of COVID, and it's been 2 years now, this channel means a lot to me. We've been communicating online, and after COVID, some of you have visited me in Korea, and I've started to visit you guys abroad. And recently I visited Japan, Tokyo, and I actually took a test there. And it was a very pleasant experience, because I've never thought of myself taking a TOEIC speaking test abroad, because why would you, right? But anyways, I went to Tokyo, and with the great help of my friend Tadashi Akimoto-san, I was able to take the test and get a perfect score. You see that? Yeah, it's in Japanese. It's a proof of me taking a test in Tokyo. So hopefully I would go to other places, visit you guys, and take the test in other countries as well. And the test question, everybody asks me all the time, Gwen, has it changed a lot since the beginning of time? No. The test questions are almost about the same, at the same level. They've been changing test format several times, but the level, they've been keeping it the same. And I believe the test that I've taken this time in Tokyo was quite okay. I told you 3.5 out of 5, right? So it wasn't that difficult. And as long as you guys are prepared, the test never gets harder, never gets hard. Okay. So it's kept at the same levels. So you can just keep practicing the same thing. And one day your grades will go up. Okay. And everybody asks me, how can I get this score? How can I get that score? It's all about the correctness. It's all about the correct grammar, and it's about the correct, sound, English sound that you produce. So make sure you stay focused on those 2 things. And, our channel has lots of free content that you guys can enjoy for free. But after this live show is, done, this video will be locked for only the members for, I think, about 6 months, right? So when this gets released, when this becomes the fourth recent video, you'll be able to watch this for free. So if you're interested in watching the recent videos, then please join our paid membership. But if not, you can also enjoy our free membership. So again, while you're here, please press the like button. And if you have any questions, please leave questions down below in the comment section. And there has been some questions regarding getting English teaching jobs in Korea recently. And actually, English teaching jobs are available in Korea, but you have to go through an agency. I don't exactly know because you need to get visa in order to enter Korea, and it's not that easy to get visa and then come and get your job. So I think you need some kind of a sponsor to issue a visa to be working here. So I think you need to go through an agency or something. But anyway, yeah, that's what I can tell for now. And Yuki, yes, thank you for the lessons and corrections. It's always my honor. And Hyosan, thank you for coming. Yes, Jimmy, yes, thank you for coming by. And it's always a pleasant surprise for all of you who have already achieved the scores to come by and say hello. So I hope more of you achieve your goal score. And, it's 2025. So everybody stay healthy. And I hope to see you, more of you, in the next year. And next year, our show will be, of course, we're going to hold our show. The first show will, hold on. Hold on, guys. Because there will be the Korean New Year, the Lunar New Year holiday on the last week. Yeah, I think we need to make some adjustments for our show date. But we will be having our Korean show on the we're going to have our English show on the 24th, right? English show will be on the 24th and Korean show will be on the 10th. Yeah, that's the definite dates. Okay, so Korean show will be on the 10th and the English show will be on the 24th because the last Friday we're going to have a long break for the Lunar New Year's holiday. Okay, so guys, until then, stay safe and have the beautiful last 5 days of 2024 cherished with your family and loved ones. And I will see you back here in 2025. Bye-bye. Thank you always for your support.